your view on family?
I think family is a very important nucleus of the entire life experience. I think God made families with a father and a mother and children to be the cohesive unit that the man helps show how males are supposed to be, and the woman shows how mothering is supposed to be, and both can work and give their talents toward nurturing so that their children can follow and be good citizens and help in the world as well.
Okay.
And feel loved and always be safe, always feel safe in their home environment.
How about politics?
Oh, politics. Boy, you can really get me going there. I'm, of course, a Midwesterner, and I tend to be a conservative. So I think that the liberals have gone too far, and I do not believe in socialism. I think that takes away the import of the individual striving to improve and to make it a better world. I think if you have everybody being equal, then nobody's going to want to take the time to do the things like find new solutions to problems, because, why should they work hard when everybody that's not doing anything gets the same excuse me, gets the same rest, I don't know what the word I mean. Everybody else gets equal to what you're doing, so why should you work 10 hours a day and improve yourself and your quality of life when you really aren't improving your quality of life because everybody else gets part of your effort as well? So I think it takes away the human initiative. So politics, I think, in this world, at this time in our nation, have gone too far, and I think there's going to be a revolt.
What do you think about the quote, "Don't let go too soon, but don't hold on too long"?
Well, I think God gave us in our bodies, prove that out, that they will hang on as long as they can before they give up and give out. And I think we need to honor Him in that we try very hard to go to our last breath. But I don't think that we should try exceptional means. I don't think feeding tubes are a good thing if there's not going to be any quality of life at the end. I think if you're young and it's going to be a process that you're going to get through and be able to lead a meaningful life, then fine, use it. But not when you're dying anyway, because that just prolongs life that's not going to have any quality to it.
The quote, "You don't know how to live until you learn how to die."
Well, I think living is a part of dying. We're all going to die sometime, and I think we shouldn't be constantly holding that in front of us, saying, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to die, I'm going to die." I think we need to live our lives accordingly, but I think we also need to realize that we need to do today whatever we can and not put it off till tomorrow, because tomorrow may never come.
This is going to be kind of a long one, but what do you think about death, fear, anger, and greed?
Death, fear,
anger, and greed.
Anger and greed. Well, I think death is just a normal process of life, but I think it's we all want to live a long life, be able to see our children and our grandchildren and maybe even our great-grandchildren, and enjoy the beauty that we have here on the earth and the diversity we have. Okay, what else? Death?
Fear.
Fear. I'm not a worrier. I don't think about fear a lot. I just figured I'll handle it when it comes. I'm not going to sit around and worry about things. So fear doesn't play a big part in my life.
What about
anger?
Oh, yeah.
Anger. I think we as human beings have that ability within us to be angry, but I think we need to modify ourselves. I think we need to not lash out and think. We need to think before we speak. We need to make sure that the other person may be in the right. We may be in the wrong. And if we don't sit back and really think about what's making us angry and why we're angry and think through it, we'd be able to solve a lot of things a lot easier if we just didn't let that emotion take over. So I think we need to be very careful about the emotion of anger. And we need to really, if we feel that anger coming on, we need to step back and really look at the situation and see how it can be better handled. Try to control your anger.
And greed.
I think a lot of people in this day and age are too greedy. They want. Especially your generation. I think your generation feels like they're entitled, and they're not entitled. They need to work for what they get, not just be handed everything, because things don't mean as much if you haven't put in the effort to work for them. So I think that the greed part, where you want something without having to work for it, I think you need to be... I think we need to be very careful in this nation to get back to working for what we want and not expecting it to be given to us.
So, with that, what do you think about material things?
What do I think about material things? I think material things are nice to have, but they certainly are not necessary for life. When I was young and growing up, we didn't have people who were billionaires had big mansions, like the Biltmores and those people. But most people just lived in small little houses, and we didn't have a lot. And now we seem to have a lot, more material things. And we really don't need them. They're just creature comforts. It's something that's nice to have, but as far as needing material things, you need food, you need water, you need love. You can live a long time without a lot of material things, as long as you have food, water, and love. I guess you need some clothes too to keep you warm. If it's winter time, you need to be warm. You have to have shelter. So food, shelter, water, love. But all these material things we have, you don't need a big fancy car. You just need something to get you from point A to point B. When you think about it, our forefathers had horses and carriages, and they got along just fine. I think it's wonderful, all the creature comforts we do have. It make our life a lot easier. But as far as really needing them, they're not necessary. We could get along fine without them.
And this is the last quote we have. How do you feel about this one? Death ends a life, not a relationship.
That's right. Because even though you die, your loved ones have that memory. And they remember things that you've said. They remember things that you've done. So you better do them correctly while you're here on earth, so that you don't be remembered as, oh boy, my mom really got that wrong. So you have to be very careful your whole life to watch what you do, what you say, how you act, how you interact with others. Because those memories will get carried on even after you're gone.
Alrighty, we're all done.
Thank you, ladies.